guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you this amazing recipe. Now, my family has been begging me to make this recipe for the last 2 weeks, and I am so excited to share that with you. Oh my gosh, y'all, we are going to be making the most amazing beef tacos ever. Now, I'm not talking ground beef tacos. These are going to be shredded beef tacos. They are so good. They're so easy to make. Like, we're gonna make this, we're gonna put everything into one pot and let it cook all day. It's gonna be ready tonight. So if you have gatherings, this is also a great recipe for that as well. And we always have leftovers, so I'm like cooking once, and then we've got dinner for the next few nights or even for lunch. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, I've got about 4 cups of pretty warm water right here. I'm gonna be adding 4 cubes of beef bouillon to this, and we're gonna put them in here and just gonna let this dissolve. And then we're gonna put this to the side. So again, I'm using some very warm water, and we're just gonna go ahead and put those in there. Now, if you didn't have beef bouillon, you could use chicken bouillon. It will work just as well. And then we're just gonna go ahead and set that to the side. Now, I'm gonna be using my Instapot. Now, this Instapot is actually a Instapot, and it's also a slow cooker, which is perfect for what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this on the saute settings so we can get it warmed up. This is about 3 pounds of chuck roast. Now, I try to find some pieces that are a little bit smaller. If they're bigger, that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and cut them anyways. But I'd like to try to find some that actually has a little bit of some marbling in it. I just find that the beef is so much more tender and it really falls apart if you can find some that has a little bit of marbling in it, which is absolutely perfect for this recipe. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and cut these up into some smaller pieces. I just find that it cooks so much better when we're cutting them into smaller pieces. Everything comes out just a little bit more tender. Now, if you have some that has a lot of fat right here, you can leave that if you want to. It will make the beef have a little bit more fat in it, which is I personally like. So that's just up to you if you like it really lean or if you do want it a little bit more juicy and a little bit fattier. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut this up. So I have my Instapot already heated up. We're gonna add a few tablespoons of some olive oil into the bottom here. And then we're gonna go ahead and take those pieces that we cut up and go ahead and saute them. We're gonna saute them about 2 minutes on each side. And we'll probably do these in batches just because I have a lot of meat. And one way to tell that they're ready to be flipped is when you can move the meat and it's not really sticking to the bottom of the pan. So as soon as that kind of comes loose, you know that it's time to go ahead and flip them over. And then we're gonna go ahead and saute the other side, and then we're gonna remove these and finish up with the rest of the meat. So while that is cooking, I've actually come over to my beef bouillon, and I'm gonna go ahead and break those little cubes up. They should be much easier to break apart now that we've added them to the warm water. So we're just gonna break all that up. Y'all, this is gonna be so amazing. I am so excited. It is smelling amazing in here. So we're gonna make sure that we are sauteing each of the sides right here. Now, if you don't have an Instapot like this is totally doable, like in your crock pot. All I would do is go ahead and saute. Oh, this is going crazy. Go ahead and saute your beef like in a pan over your stove, and then we're gonna stick it into the crock pot. I did that previously and it turned out so good, but with this little Instapot that I have here, it kind of like takes one pan out of washing, so I am thankful for that. So anyways, we're gonna finish up doing that, and I'll see you guys here in just a few minutes for our next step. Okay, right here I have 10 chili guajillos. You can find these in the produce aisle, usually by the Mexican spice area. They usually have them here, and they're pretty big. These are not spicy at all, and so what I need to do here is we're gonna go ahead and take off the stems and remove all of the seeds. seeds. So we're just gonna go ahead and remove all of the seeds from each of these here and then set them to the side. And they're pretty easy to clean. You don't need to really use any gloves if you don't want to. They're not spicy, so they're not gonna really do anything. And then we're just gonna remove those. So just pull off the top here, and usually I try to open it up and let all the seeds come out. If there's a few seeds in there, don't worry about it. And again, these are not hot at all. So, oh my gosh, y'all, this is gonna be so good. I'm telling you, your family is going to love it. If you're a family like mine and they like love tacos, I actually love tacos because a lot of times people can just make it and put whatever they want on these. These are very unique tacos. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up getting all these seeds out. Okay, so to my blender, I'm gonna be adding some of our beef broth. We're gonna go ahead and add those chili guajillo peppers into our blender. I'm gonna add 6 cloves of garlic, 1 chili, I don't know what these are called. They're really spicy, so I'm adding 1. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 5 cloves. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of oregano. And I like to crunch it in my hand, so for putting it in, it kind of helps release all of the aromas of that. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of thyme as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and blend all of this together. And now that once blended, we're gonna add this to the meat. And then I'm gonna add the rest of the beef broth back into this container and just kind of swish it around. We can get all that goodness out. And then we're gonna add 2 bay leaves. I'm just gonna make sure all of the beef in here is covered by that, oh my gosh, delicious sauce that's in here. Y'all, this is gonna be so good. Then we're gonna go ahead and cook this on low, like a slow cook, for about 6 to 8 hours. Now we're gonna cook this as long as it needs. What we're gonna be looking for is a nice, tender, fall apart beef. When it's like that, you know it's ready. If it's hard and it's not falling apart, you need to cook it a little bit more, y'all, okay? So don't forget that. So I'll see you guys here in about 6 to 8 hours and we're gonna check it. Y'all, this is looking so good, y'all. It is so tender right now. Let's go ahead and take this out and chop it up. We're gonna go ahead and get this kind of shredded up. It should be so tender that it's just falling apart, just like this. And so we're just gonna do that to all of the meat and then set that to the side. Okay, so now that we've chopped up all of our beef, I went ahead and put some in a small bowl, and I've got some melting cheese right here, and this is some of the sauce that we cooked the beef in. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit into our chopped beef, and we're also gonna need some corn tortillas. Let's head over to the stove and cook these tacos up. We're gonna put our skillet on medium to low heat and let that preheat, and then we're gonna add a little bit of oil to our pan right here. I'm gonna take my corn tortilla and go ahead and place them in here. We're just trying to warm them up to soften them up a little bit. So we're gonna cook them about 30 seconds on each side. About after 20, 30 seconds, we're gonna go ahead and flip those. They're nice and soft at this point. And then we're gonna add some of our melting cheese right here. And I actually use Chihuahua cheese or even mozzarella cheese would work for this. And then we're gonna add our beef right on top. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and fold our tacos over just like that, and we're gonna continue cooking them. We're gonna cook them for 1 more minute just like this, and then we're gonna flip them and cook them on the other side. And so as you can see, this is really nice and crispy, so we're gonna cook that again for about 1 minute and then remove it from the pan. And then we're just gonna remove those and set aside. And we'll continue cooking the rest of them. Okay guys, so now we're gonna fill our tacos. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion on top of here. And I'm gonna add some cilantro. Oh my goodness, y'all, this looks so delicious. You can add the onions. You don't have to have the onions. You can eat them just like they are. Oh my gosh, look at this pull. Holy cow, that is so good. Add a little onion. Very good. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I have my juice right here that I took out of the crock pot, and we're gonna add some onion to this. We're gonna add a little bit of cilantro. Oh my gosh, I am just dying over here with excitement. And then we're gonna squeeze a little bit of lime right inside. All right guys, let's taste this. I am so ready for this. I have been excited about this all day long. It has smelled so good in the house. What I like to do is take my taco and dip it in here. And oh my gosh, look at that, y'all. So excited. This is, I think, my favorite meal. It is so juicy. The flavors are amazing. The cheese in it just takes it to another level. That Chihuahua cheese is so delicious. And we're like made homemade taco shells. They taste so good. You guys, and you can eat on this for a couple days because there's always leftovers and you can just whip up dinner so quickly. All right guys, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And if you'd like to see another recipe, click on the video link right here and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.